Okay, so this is part 2. I'm sorry we got cut off on the hypotenuse leg. So just to back up a little bit, we have to make sure that we have this 90-degree angle in order to call this a right triangle and call our longest side the hypotenuse and one of our short sides the leg. So the hypotenuse, I can show right here that this matches this one because it has that same little mark just like on a regular side. We just get to call it a hypotenuse instead because this is a right triangle. So then the other piece of information that we need, we're going to call that the leg right here. And that can be either side. It doesn't matter on the right triangle. The two shorter sides are called legs and the longer side is called the hypotenuse. So in this case, the blue one is going to mark our leg and the pink one is going to mark our hypotenuse. And as long as we have at least those two pieces of information, then we can say that these two triangles are congruent. The reason this works really is because of the Pythagorean theorem will help you find that missing third side, in which case this would turn into like a side situation. So the shortcut for right triangles, if you have the hypotenuse, is hypotenuse leg. Okay, so we're going to try some examples of our identifying our 5 congruence symbols. So here's our first one. So number 1, you can see that you have 2 triangles here, and we're going to mark the different pieces with different colors to identify the information that's provided to us. So in all of these examples, the evidence that is supporting our claims is all called given evidence. It's all marked for us. So eventually we'll talk about other kinds of evidence. But for now, I have this side, which matches this side. So I know I'm going to have one S. And then I have an angle right here that matches this angle right here. So I know I have an A. And then I have another side with a double mark. So this side and this side have the same mark. So I'm going to have a third side. Okay, so this is going to be side angle side. And you want to make sure that you don't forget your congruence symbol. So we're going to put that at the end. And the important part here is to notice that the angle that I'm talking about is touching both of the S's right here because in my picture the angle is physically touching both of the sides. Okay, so then let's try number 2. So number 2, I have, the first thing I notice that jumps out at me is I have a right triangle. So I can see that I have a 90-degree angle right here. So I'm going to look for hypotenuse leg, although hypotenuse leg is not the only option for right triangles. But in this case, it happens to work because my hypotenuse is marked with the same mark on both these triangles. And so I know I have an H. And then one of my little sides is a leg, so that leg matches that leg. So I know I have an L. And then you want to make sure that you include your congruence symbol. Okay, number 3, I have lots of marks that match. So I'm going to start with the yellow. I have this side right here, matches this one. They both have the little 3 mark going through the middle of it. So this is going to be a side. I have one with a double mark that matches this double mark, so that's going to give me another side. And then I have one more that matches this one, that's going to give me another side. And then you want to, again, make sure that you always end it with that congruency symbol. Okay, we got one more here. I've got an angle right here. This angle matches this angle. They have the same little marker on it. I have another angle right here, which matches this angle right here. Same double marker on it. And then I have this side right there that matches this side right there. So if I put these things in order, I know that I have a side, and I know that I have 2 angles, but the side is only touching that pink angle, so I'm going to make sure that it only touches that angle. And then my other angle is kind of out to the side. So this is going to be side angle angle, or you can say angle angle side if you wanted to reverse that. That is also true.